Welcome to Walls on Wire. Today we're talking about something pretty fundamental in Malaysia's public life.
Hmm.
This thin line between expressing your political views and, well, finding yourself on the wrong side of the law.
It's constant tension, isn't it? Especially visible with political figures. And it gets amplified when you see these high-profile cases involving people from, well, right across the political spectrum. It affects everyone.
Okay, so let's dive into a specific example to really unpack this. We're looking at the recent news about Dato Akmal.
The United Malays National Organization, UMNO Youth Chief.
Yes. He's reportedly going to be charged under Section 505B of the Penal Code.
Mm-hmm.
And this isn't happening in a vacuum, right? It's linked directly to that whole inverted national flag incident.
Which caused quite a stir.
Absolutely. And then there was that unity rally in Kepala Batas that followed. His comments were made around all of that.
Right, the context is important.
Yeah.
The flag incident reports of the Jalur Gemilang displayed upside down was seen by many as deeply disrespectful. Huge public reaction.
And the rally was positioned as a response to that, a show of unity against insulting the flag.
So Dato Akmal's remarks, the ones leading to the charge, happened right in the middle of this very heated, very emotional situation.
So tell us about Section 505B. What exactly does it cover?
Okay, Section 505B of the Penal Code. It basically targets anyone who makes, publishes, or even circulates any statement, rumor, or report that could cause fear or alarm to the public.
Fear or alarm.
Or, and this is key, statements that might incite someone to commit an offense against public peace.
So it's about preventing public disorder, essentially.
That's the intention behind it. And it's definitely not a minor thing. If found guilty, the penalties are quite significant.
Like what?
We're talking up to 2 years in prison, or a fine, or potentially both. So the stakes are pretty high.
Wow. Okay. So not trivial at all.
Not at all. And its application, especially when politics is involved, often sparks debate about, free speech versus public order.
Right. And predictably, the political reactions came fast. UMNO Youth, through their head of publicity, Muhammad Sully, they came out swinging, stating very clearly they stand with Dato Akmal.
Unequivocally.
And they framed the prosecution, didn't they? They called it political intimidation.
They did. Muhammad Sully was very specific. He argued this move by the Attorney General's chambers, the AGC, is basically an attempt to silence criticism.
Criticism about what specifically?
Criticism concerning the dignity of the national flag. Their argument is, look, defending the flag shouldn't be a crime. It should be seen as a duty for every Malaysian.
Interesting framing.
Very strategic. They're trying to shift it from being about Akmal's specific words to being about a broader right, the right to defend national symbols.
So less about the legality of what he said, more about the principle of why he might have said it?
Precisely. It makes it an attack on patriotism, not just a charge against an individual. Rallies the base,
And it wasn't just UMNO, was it? We saw support coming from elsewhere, too.
That's right. Muhammad Hilman, who's the youth chief for Bersatu.
The Malaysian United Indigenous Party. And he's also the state assemblyman for Gombak Setia.
Yes, him. He also voiced support. And what makes his support particularly striking is his own recent experience.
Ah, yes. He was charged under the very same section, 505B, correct?
Yeah.
For something he said on TikTok.
Exactly the same charge. So Hilman, he's only 36. He publicly urged Akmal to be patient, stay strong.
Drawing on his own situation.
Absolutely. He talked about youth strength lying in idealism and principles. He sort of framed it as a shared struggle for young leaders fighting for their ideals, regardless of party lines.
That's quite significant, isn't it? Crossing party lines like that.
It really is. His own experience gives his words a lot of weight. It creates this narrative, perhaps unintentionally, of shared persecution, maybe, or at least a common battleground for young political voices facing legal scrutiny.
Suggesting maybe the law is being used broadly against vocal youth leaders.
Well, that's certainly the implication some might draw. It suggests a kind of solidarity when they perceive legal pressure or overreach against youth activism. It's a fascinating dynamic.
And then adding another layer entirely. Dato Akmal himself made a very personal post just before his court date.
Ah, yes, the Facebook post.
A photo at his late father's grave. His father, Sela Limpat, passed away only about a month before this.
Very recent, very raw.
And the caption, "I wish you were here with me." Just incredibly personal and emotional, right in the middle of all this public drama.
Yeah, placing that very personal, very human moment into this highly public, politically charged situation. It's quite telling.
What do you make of that strategically, perhaps?
Well, it's undeniably an emotional appeal, isn't it? It aims to resonate widely, to humanize him, to garner sympathy.
Takes it beyond just politics and law.
Exactly. It shifts the focus, even briefly, to a personal struggle, a son grieving while under immense public pressure. It appeals to shared experiences, grief, needing support.
So it could definitely help solidify support, make people see him less as just a politician facing charges and more as a person under duress.
Potentially, yes. It adds a powerful emotional dimension that's hard to ignore. It complicates the narrative beyond just legal arguments.
Okay, so let's pull back a bit. When we look at this whole picture, the charges against a youth leader, the strong party reactions, the cross-party support, the personal elements, what does this tell us about the broader Malaysian political scene right now?
What really highlights this complex, almost constant tension. On one side, you have the law, Section 505B, which is there, ostensibly, to maintain public order, prevent
And
incitement.
the legal framework.
Right. But then on the other side, you have political parties and leaders who consistently interpret the use of that law as politically motivated.
As attempts to stifle them.
Precisely. To stifle dissent, silence critics, intimidate opponents. The statements from UMNO Youth, and even Bersatu Youth in this case, they clearly frame these charges as political attacks, not neutral legal processes.
And their focus isn't really on the nitty-gritty of the words spoken.
Not primarily. It's much more about the perceived suppression of speech, especially speech defending national symbols or principles they hold dear. It's a narrative that serves them well.
How so?
Well, it rallies their supporters, obviously, and it projects an image of strength, of standing firm against what they portray as injustice or threats to their ideals.
So it becomes this fundamental clash over where the line actually is.
Exactly that. Where is the line between legitimate, even harsh criticism, which democracy needs, and speech that genuinely threatens public peace, especially in a country as diverse and, let's face it, often politically charged as Malaysia?
Who decides what's a threat versus just defending dignity?
And that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? The interpretation is key. This whole situation forces everyone, citizens, politicians, legal experts, to really grapple with the boundaries of expression and how they're policed.
And the potential long-term effect. Could it make people more cautious?
It could certainly have a chilling effect, yeah, especially on younger or emerging leaders. If you see prominent figures facing serious charges, you might think twice before voicing strong opinions yourself, fearing you might cross some invisible or perhaps shifting line.
So this ongoing saga, it really pushes us to think hard about political expression, about accountability. How much space is there really for strong opinions, particularly from young leaders wanting to make their mark? Before they hit a legal wall with, pretty serious consequences? It's a question that really shapes public confidence, doesn't it, in the whole system?
It absolutely does. It goes to the heart of democratic participation and trust.
Remember to like and subscribe for more videos like this.